how Hunter children to do this year. The Queen Quet coming to Hunter one more again from this year town high upon the bluff, Bluffton, South Kakalaki, right here in Beaufort County, SC. Yeah, Hunter children, you know most of the time when Hunter see me coming from your thing, what you think coming up? All right, Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week, and every year we tell Hunter children for come right here to this your town of Bluffton, so the Hunter children can see some of these your things what we would fight for seeing right here. Now I know some Hunter children would say, well, great God, and I see Queen Quet there before, and I see them years ago. Yeah, Hunter see me when we first dedicate these year, which been the enslavement cabin and thing like that. Now I'm trying to be funny. I mean when we first built them. I said when we first dedicated them. That y'all try to be funny. Said the Queen been here all that time. I've been back. Okay, I back. Okay. But anyway, these your cabin and thing been here all this your time. This one the remaining set of building that we ancestors built right here in Bluffton, South Kakalaki. But you know another place where been a freedman cabin, the way I serve in the border now. So the Garvin house there in Bluffton too, and things like that. And soon it could be opened up all the way for Hunter children see some of the exhibit we to work on. But I first been on this year board for this year place called Haywood House. I've been the first Gullah Geechee on the board ever for the Bluffton Historical Society. And we start them up right here out of Haywood House, where Hunter children could come see the big house, what been the Haywood family house, and plenty of Hunter children where the Gullah Geechee got their last name. And then come through, or when you first come in from this your side, see what we ancestors been a living. And said they ain't built or two now, but they've been a living this year one and working that one over yonder. And working this your yard. Some of Hunter children had come here on tours with me in the past and things like that, and see the Bato boat built by Samuel Moutry, God bless the dead, who was Samuel Moutry Sr. from Pawnee-Wani, Palawan Island, where my family and thing they're from. Well, now you see, if you look out, all this shit done changed from back then, when y'all first see me. So they're about to do a pre-Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week event right here called the Gullah Backyard Barbecue. Yes, on the chillin'. You know what to do. Go on to that website down below for Haywood House and things like that. You can get your ticket and be out here for the Gullah Backyard Barbecue. We're coming up that they gonna have more than barbecue. They gonna have all kind of things. It's gonna be a Gullah Backyard cookout, really. They got all kind of macaroni, cheese, and all that kind of thing ready and all that. Cause if you ain't eat the barbecue like I don't do, okay, then Hunter might see something else that you want now. I don't look on the menu. I think it'll be a good time. You gonna get this your food from the Gullah Geechees what did right here in Bluffton. I gonna be glad if I finally see them. Because when I been first coming through here to crack my teeth like this here and things like that, and children act like they ain't gonna stand tall and things like that, but they would smile. Now it got events coming up in town with the name Gullah upon it. So you know we have to see that. And then if you ain't make them to that pre-event, make sure Hunter there for Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week. Follow we at Gullah Geechee, at Gullah Geechee Nation on Facebook, and GullahGeecheeNation.com. But keep up with all of what is going on. But Hunter children, you know if you're there with me, this year, that what's going on for true. Now you know what? Let we go down the way a little bit, cross this your bridge, and let we go get we proclamation. Hunter children, I'm so glad that we still got all this year for the legacy of we ancestors here in the Gullah Geechee Nation.
Next we have the Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week, and here's Queen Quet. You come forward. And I will read this, and then we'll have our representatives come up and do whatever they want to do, for as long as they want to do it. So, Queen Quet comes every year. Thank you very much for your patience. Whereas Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week began in 2012 in the celebration of the living legacy of Gullah Geechee history, heritage, and culture came about due to the work of St. Helena Island native Queen Quet, chiefess of the Gullah Geechee Nation. And whereas Bluffton continues to participate in the celebration and to show our support, we are calling on all citizens and visitors in the Bluffton area to take part in the activities associated with these events, which are part of global activities for the United Nations International Decade of People of African Descent. Whereas the town of Bluffton supports keeping Gullah Geechee cultural heritage alive by supporting the Gullah Geechee Sustainability Plan to protect our coast and our culture. Whereas the theme for this year's celebration is Healing the Land and Holding Punda Culture. How about that? Therefore, I, Lisa Salvell, on the Town Council, proclaim that July 27th to August 4th is Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week in the town of Bluffton. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Town Councilwoman again, and things like that. When I Yeddi said the ear tax people been ahead of me, I've been looking for a check with this year, yeah. It sounds like y'all got some money around here. Everybody, we're gonna get your family say, well, I got your money. I just have to come get them. And okay, then. I'm so glad to be here one more again and things like that. I know most of the time, honey, Yeddi this year in Bluffton and things like that, y'all don't want to view here. You speak like this a lot in Bluffton. However, this town high on the bluff is a Gullah Geechee township. So we're very happy that every year Bluffton participates in Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week, and it's wonderful to come here this year and tour like I usually do when I come to this side of Beaufort County and see all of what you've done since the last time. And I was the first native Gullah Geechee to serve on your historical society here at Haywood House. I stopped there on the way in. Fabulous job. Wonderful. So I am praying that next year, when we launch this, that we can launch it here in the town of Bluffton and have the launch at Haywood House. So y'all have that on the record. Now I'm ready to put in a request here with the town council as well. All right, whoever needs a board, the board, and I'm also on the board for Garvin House. So I'm very happy to let people around the world know that's coming on board as well. So that when you come to this town, honey, Yeddi, who we don't anything like that down here. All right. So all of you who want to keep up with everything, Mayor Sulka, this is for your official record. That's how thick the calendar is for Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week. I had to bring you a whole newsletter. But anyone else that wants one, just follow us at GullahGeecheeNation.com, at Gullah Geechee on Twitter or Instagram, or Gullah Geechee Nation on Facebook. That way, Hunter Children can keep up with all of what be going on the whole week up and down the coastline. Thank you, Bluffton. Love y'all.
Thank you.
Many people have heard about Sherman's March to the Sea, where William Tecumseh Sherman, during the big shooting thing to start, during the U.S. Civil War, actually marched all the way from inland Georgia to the coast. Then they came across even into the Carolinas. Well, Bluffton had a fire burning things down during that time frame too. So when people say, well, what's the big deal with these old houses? It's because there aren't that many that were originally here. But Haywood House here in Bluffton is one of the original antebellum homes that remained, that did not get burned down during the Civil War. All right? And that's why it was so significant to the town of Bluffton that we spend the money, invest in preserving this historic home. So a lot of work has been done on Haywood House over the years. You all have even seen us broadcast some of the work as it was underway. We had issues, I remember when we first obtained the building for the Historical Society with the bathrooms and all that got renovated and restored really. And then they started restoring the original home. And so you can see that work is now completed and they're ready to open it back up so all the 100 children can come here for join in and see what it got to offer, you see. So this building here was the summer kitchen and it was restored, all right? And so what they would do is old houses like that, the antebellum homes, would have detached kitchens many times because of the same thing, fires. So in order to try to keep your home even while those homes were in operation, they learned that having the kitchen attached, having these fireplaces these people are cooking in attached to the house, not a good idea, because if they let one coal pop out of something, the whole house could be gone. So they started building it where your kitchens were separate. So also, you see the kitchen is right next door to the home that our ancestors lived in, right? Because who you think was in the kitchen? And be honest, that's who's in the kitchen even now when you come to these towns. So now this is the new area. This is my first time seeing this. I can't wait to present it at some point. This is love. you'll have to do a Gullah Geechee Family Day at Hazel House at some point. Now they got all the handcrafted benches. That's one thing I always loved about this group. They try to have local artisans still do the work here. So valuable. Love it. And we usually use local wood, okay? So things that are native to South Carolina, normally that is what you would see us using in these projects at the historic places here in South Kakalaki, especially in the low country part that is the Gullah Geechee Nation. So if you look even now at the staging area, to me that's a stage, y'all. Y'all might think it's a picnic area. I would snatch them tables off there so quick, y'all know how I do. So this particular gazebo area, if you look at the bottom, you see the faux tabby that they have as a foundation. So it's lovely to see all these different elements of our culture that are interspersed here. And if you look over to the left, without me even walking over there, and we are about to do that, I'm sure that is an oyster shell. All right, because the Bluffton Oyster Factory, where many of you have met me as well and heard me present when I used to do the elder hostels and teach about the seafood here in the Gullah Geechee Nation. By the way, I don't even eat oysters, but I love them because they cleanse the water. One little oyster can cleanse 50 gallons of water per day. So that's why y'all see me love the oysters so much and always encouraging you to put the oyster shells back after all these oyster rolls. Well, the Bluffton Oyster Factory was bought by the Open Land Trust here in Beaufort County in order to keep it in perpetuity as not only a historic site, but it is still a functioning oyster factory and one of the last ones that remains on the eastern seaboard of the U.S. And that's right here in the Gullah Geechee Nation. Now, of course, Gullah Geechee chilling and things like that, they ain't stop harvesting oyster tall. So in the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association, we have a number of oystermen, one in particular, owns Atkins Live Bait, Ed Atkins. All right, so if you come into St. Helena Island, right before you come across from Ladies Islands, you'll see Atkins Live Bait. It's not just a bait shop. He don't just go out there and catch bait for you. He also is the oyster man. So when it's oyster season, you can join him. So now, let's go over here. I'm seeing it for the first time just like you, so let's see if I was right. Come on, let's see this. Before we get there, Heart of Bluffton Pavilion. This is called the Heart of Bluffton Pavilion, and it's dedicated to the Reeves family and RSI by PolarEngraving.com. I'm not sure who the Reeves are. I don't know that family, but I would take it that that's one of the families here that has good funds here too, and that has given to the work of the Historical Society. So now, photo from the Caldwell Archives shows a paddle wheel steamship unloading passengers and cargo at the town dock on Calhoun Street. And the background are the high sandy bluffs that gave Bluffton its name. And the foreground, what did I tell y'all? There's that word, right? Oh, yeah, I know an oyster shell when I see one. It's an oyster sloop rests on the banks at low tide. These boats were designed for the river transport of Bluffton's famous May River oysters. So you see that was on the May River, Bluffton, 1922. You all have seen me in many pictures. If you follow us at Gullah Geechee Nation on Facebook, or you follow at Gullah Geechee on Instagram, you see me numerous times sitting on the May River right outside of the Garvin Garvey house, right across from the Bluffton Oyster Factory. So this is beautiful to see this with the indigo right here and everything. And you notice the Gullah Geechee Nation colors. I didn't even come here today and knew I was going to match up with the town of Bluffton. But this is really, really a part of the heart of the Low Country. Oh, another dog. That's a bigger dog. right here, there were plenty of people miss when they coming into Bluffton. They miss them because even if it going across you want to forget Oyster and things at the Oyster factory, they ain't before to know where this house been. For many, many years, and I've been a county and thing like that, it been a raggy house. Ain't nothing to see. It been a house been a lean like a this year, and ain't plus been a lean upon the Lord's side. It just been a lean. So now, when 100 children come in and thing like that, I'm going to start for Yeddi a little bit more about what is house stuff and why it been here all this your time. 100 Yeddi me crack my teeth about the Freedman Cottage. This is Garvin Garvey house. Now I know 100 children had the same question that I had. You kin the Marcus Garvey? They said they ain't find no record of that. And you say, well then why it got both Garvin and Garvey? What going on with that? Because from the paper he had them took down one time as Garvin. But we ancestors tell them, say, look here, my name is Garvey. You see? So a lot of you who are seeking to do research about your genealogy, you know your family's name is spelled a certain way right now. Your family pronounces that name a certain way. But you'll go through census records. You go through other documents that may be from the Low Country. And you wonder why you can't find the information you're looking for. It could be as simple as this. Someone wrote, because of the way the name was pronounced, because the person might have been speaking Gullah, and they wrote it in English, they think they were pronouncing it one way. And then the person comes along later and has to clarify, no, my name is the other way. So this is a prime example. So here at the house, we use both names, Garvin Garvey, because some of the documentation has this man that owned this property listed as Garvin, but his name was Garvey. He made it clear to them. So that is part of the sign of how free he truly was. Many of you today wouldn't speak up and clarify and make sure that people call you by your correct name. Even in terms of being called Gullah Geechee, you have people with all this incorrect information out here, and you won't correct it because you won't proudly say, I know who I be. I be Gullah Geechee. We be Gullah Geechee anointed people. So I'm very proud that we have such an ancestor here in the Gullah Geechee Nation that proudly spoke his name and made it clear to the others who might have been able to write things down when he couldn't, what his name actually was. All right? So as you take the journey nowadays and you come, the tours are only at certain times. You can't just run up in you, okay? Just like if you were going to visit somebody's house. Some of y'all pull this, but it ain't a good idea, run up in people's house. No, you call the place first, find out what days they open, what hours they're operating, because they still only operate on limited hours. So if you come down here sometime on your own, a lot of people like to do that. You want to take a slow drive and just see the scenery, and you may come upon this building. At least you can know that before you even get to go inside, you can learn this aspect of our story, because right here is the information. So you see that this is the Garvin Garvey house. This is the journey of a freedman and family. This gives you a very concise part of the story. And when you do get an opportunity to tour inside with our docents, you get to learn a much broader part of the story. You can also go and watch a video online at the website for the house to learn about what took place to renovate it, restore it back to the condition that it is in. It really was a restoration, not a renovation, truly, that took place here as well. So you could see the raggy house I was talking about versus the one that we have now. And so even though the house is here and it looks great, it looks like it's ready for business, it's not in full operation until we officially uncut that ribbon. We got to cut that ribbon on the exhibitions. And so I'm one of the advisory board members, and we're working on our internal exhibitions now. But definitely if you come by, learn more about who Garvin Garvey was. And for those who might have those last names, you might be interested in looking at the timeline that starts back in 1863. You notice that it starts with Joseph Baynard burned down. during Union attack on Bluffton. Remember I mentioned when we were over at Haywood House and at the enslavement cabins that was an antebellum home that did not get burned down during the U.S. Civil War? Well, here you go. June 4th, 1863 is when those burnings took place. So you have to understand how great that is to have an actual building still survive here and still be here. And then you see here, in 1870, 7 years after that, is when we find Cyrus Garvin, all right, as a 49-year-old farmer living with his 41-year-old wife, Ellie, and a 12-year-old son, Isaac, at this home. But look at the main part. He owns, meaning he had no mortgage, he didn't know any debts on it. Real estate valued at $250. Y'all might say now, $250, what is that? I want you to calculate $250 in 1870 prices, all right, and figure out what it means today. But I want you to look at something else. 1890, 20 years later, he is now known as Cyrus Garvin. Garvin. Why? Because he has his deeds, land, and an edifice. He gives this land over to the St. Matthew's Baptist Church trustees. He knows what his last name is. He didn't know that these other people in the census records wrote his last name incorrectly. So he got it straight in the records when he went ahead and gave the church the deed. As we said, the church getting the deed and things like that. And it's so important that you recognize the ownership of land and to have consistently had property owned by a native Gullah Geechee. Many people say, wow, since 1870? Well, back it up. Actually, when all that burning was going on in Bluffton, there was buying going on throughout the Gullah Geechee Nation, especially the Carolina coast. Many native Gullah Geechees that live on St. Helena Island that I'm a native of still own the property that their ancestors bought at auctions in 1862. They weren't land grants. They actually purchased their land. And we still live on that land, this Yeddi and things like that. They continuously been owning them since yonder, since that time, before the Civil War be ended. You understand? So before Big Shoot be over. All right? So it is an excellent thing to start to enter into a dialogue. When we talk about a freed man and a freedman's cottage, and what does that actually mean? Many of you, if you travel to other parts of the U.S. especially, you will go to millionaires' mansions, they call those cottages. All right? But if you think about it, you think nothing of them owning stuff, because you say, well, I mean, shouldn't people own things? But think about it. For a person of African descent, even to outright own property right now in 2019 is a major accomplishment. And like I said, to own property, not have a mortgage, all right, is a major accomplishment. So that's why we continue to encourage the Gullah Geechee family, hold upon what Hona got and things like that. If Hona we get land and things like that, hold upon the land, take a stand. Be like Mr. Garvey. Make sure, up you mighty race, all right, that you definitely raise yourself up to the point where you build on the wealth that your ancestors left you, and that you don't then have to leave your inheritance to the town or to somebody else to put on display later on, but that it could still be passed down generationally. That's what you call the creation of multi-generational wealth. And so he started off on the right track. Started early on, was a hard-working man. That is all that you read about and hear about in his legacy and the papers that we have been able to uncover thus far. And then the family history of how those who left from Bluffton got their education and elevated themselves. In the Northeast, largely, a lot of them went northward. And so here it is today that we have stood, we fought, many historians spoke up, wrote letters. We did a number of things with the Gullah Geechee Sea Island Coalition over the years to continue to bring attention to this building, even when it was in the condition that some would say was ragged down, okay? To say, but there's a story there. The building is speaking. And here it is that Mr. Cyrus Garvin was speaking from the realm of the ancestors. Don't forget me. I be free, and we be Gullah Geechee. So Huna chillin', make sure Huna come for join we. If Huna truly want Yeddi, but what freedom be. Come young while we to celebrate. And Huna chillin' follow we at Gullah Geechee, at GullahGeecheeNation.com, and Gullah Geechee on Facebook, for Yeddi more, for who we be. And Huna chillin' know me. I the Queen Quet, head pon the body of the Gullah Geechee Nation. So glad Huna chillin' tune in one more again to Gullah Geechee TV station. But guess what? Instead of just sit home and watch me, come here and join we for Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week and see what life will be free, but learn more for who we be from them who truly live being Gullah Geechee. Peace and blessing, everybody. Some of Huna chilling while Yeddi done turn, sit down here and thing like that. Bye, y'all. Thanks for visiting.